The taxi was about to hit this handsome guy. When he was going to scold the driver, a woman with pale face stepped out from the taxi. Within a few steps, she started staggering. She had to cling on to the car to avoid falling. Seeing that, the handsome guy intended to help her. But when the woman saw her husband and her son, she pretended to be fine and calmly walked towards them, learning that she had reunited with her family. The handsome guy was about to leave, but that woman started to feel sick. Then she fell down and fainted. The man hurriedly ran towards the woman. He introduced himself as a doctor. He started checking the woman up. Next, he brought the woman to the hospital. When the doctor was about to treat her, an old doctor and many other doctors came to stop him. He said that this woman was his patient, and told other doctors to bring her away. After that, the president came to the handsome doctor. He warned him not to interfere in that woman's case. Even though the doctor was very annoyed, he still couldn't do anything. After that, he encountered the woman's husband and son. They were very worried and asked him about the woman. But the doctor could only comfort them, and said that other doctors would take care of her. And then he went to the woman's room. When he heard the doctor told the woman that she didn't need to worry, he felt very angry. The husband also didn't believe in the old doctor. So he came to find the handsome doctor to ask about his wife. The doctor picked up the paradigm and patiently explained to him. Her heart had been fitted with a stand. But some problems had occurred at that position. The blood spilled and pressed on her heart, so she had fainted. And if there were too much blood, it would lead to a shock, and her heart would stop beating. The husband asked whether it was a medical accident. The doctor also wasn't sure about the answer. At this time the husband received a phone call. His face immediately turned pale. His wife had fallen into a shock, and she was being treated. When he and the doctor came, the old doctor told him that the wife was okay, there wasn't any problem. Because the bleeding suddenly increased, so she fell into a shock. You don't need to worry. After hearing what he said, I really wanted to stab into his heart. And then said that he didn't need to worry because it would be fine soon. The husband wanted this guy to do his wife's surgery, but her first doctor didn't let him do so, and insisted that she would recover soon. He also used the hospital's regulations to threaten them. However, this guy was very brave. He took a risk and agreed to operate on the woman. He asked his medical assistants to help him with the operation. When everything was prepared, the old doctor and his assistants came there. They held the handsome doctor and punched him. The assistant wanted to help, but the old man even wanted to attack her. Fortunately, the dean turned up in time to stop him. After that, the handsome doctor came up with an idea. He wanted to use this patient to compete with the dean, who agreed to operate on her, and was able to cure her illness first would be the winner. At the same time, the president learnt that the doctor who had treated the woman was an intern. However, he didn't care about the patient's condition. He just worried that they would be sued for the medical accident. So he intended to keep it a secret. As a result, he gathered the dean and the handsome doctor, and banned them from operating on the woman. Very quickly, she fell into a shock again. This time, the husband blocked the old doctor's way, but he now said it wasn't his responsibility. And they were still searching for the reason. It might be heritable factor, or because the woman was allergic to the medicine. The son came to the dean and begged him to help his mother. Looking at the teenager in front of him, the dean recalled his old days. His father was also a victim of medical accident in this hospital. That year, no matter how hard he tried to beg the doctor, he still ignored and refused to help. That became his motivation to be a good doctor. After that, the dean came to his medical assistants and convinced them to help him with the operation. The president heard that and angrily rushed to the operating room. Facing the president's rage, the dean decided to ignore it. He didn't even accept his call. But the president started to put pressure on the assistants. If you continue on this operation, don't ever think of being a doctor anymore. The dean heard that and immediately objected. If you were honest to the patient's family and apologized to them, it wouldn't go this far. After that, he continued on his operation. This is an unauthorized surgery. The male assistant couldn't stand the pressure and started shaking. He made a big mistake and punctured the patient's main artery. The president was ready for a failed surgery and would push all the responsibility to the surgeon. The handsome doctor saw that and left. At this time, they couldn't find the wound's position. They couldn't continue on the surgery anymore. So nervous was the assistant that he dropped the knife. He then was given another one. But his hands kept shaking. The patient's condition was getting worse and worse. Right at this time, the door opened. The handsome doctor walked in. He hurriedly changed clothes and took the place of the former assistant. After saying some words to boost the team's morale, "Why are you acting like offenders? You didn't do anything wrong, keep your chins up." You are the only true doctors in this hospital. After that, he put his hand into the patient's chest and closed his eyes to feel. He used his finger to cover the wound and told the assistant to suck the blood out. The surgery eventually was successful. The patient's condition gradually got better. At the end of the surgery, all the doctors and assistants bowed to the patient. The president also angrily walked out. When the dean walked out, he saw the husband and the son waiting outside. Even though the surgery was a success, he still felt very sorry. The surgery's success made the president change his mind. As long as the patient's family didn't sue the hospital, he would forgive the doctors. Fortunately, the husband was very kind, he just asked for apology. If they apologized to him, he would forgive them. However, the old doctor still denied his responsibility, and accused them of taking it too serious. Hearing so, the handsome doctor was completely dumbfounded. He came to the intern doctor and other doctors, and told them to sincerely apologize to the husband. The husband was very confused. It's very difficult, isn't it? I was wrong, I'm sorry, it's very difficult to say, right? The relationship between doctors and patients has never been opposite. They should trust and sympathize with each other, and try to put themselves to each other's shoes. It will make life better.